New Zealand Mosque, Sh00tings leave 49 D3ad. Breaking news. Video by Reuters. Wellington, New Zealand. A gunman opened fire on 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, on Friday, killing 49 people in an afternoon slaughter that in part was broadcast live online after the publication of a white supremacist manifesto. Jacinda Ardern, New Zealand's Prime Minister, said that in addition to those killed, 20 were seriously injured, shaking a country with little history of mass shooting in what she called an extraordinary and unprecedented act of violence. Some of the shootings were streamed on Facebook, a grim development in terrorism that raised questions about the ability of tech companies to block violent content. The police said 3 men and 1 woman were in custody. One of those in custody, New Zealand's Police Commissioner, Mike Bush, said that a number of explosive devices were found in vehicles stopped by the police. The police warned, "This is and will be one of New Zealand's darkest days," Ms. Ardern said at a news conference. "It is clear that this can only be described as a terrorist attack," she added. Mr. Bush said a mosque on Deans Avenue near Hagley Park, in the center of the city, and a mosque on Linwood Avenue, about 3 miles away, were attacked. The attacks began at about 1:40 p.m., not long after the midday Friday prayer, when the mosques would be most busy. Ms. Ardern said that, "They are one of us," she said. The person who had slideshow by photo services. Shortly before the shooting, someone appearing to be the gunman publicly posted links to a manifesto on Twitter and 8chan, an online forum. The 8chan, the 17-minute video, which appeared to be recorded on a helmet camera, shows his drive to the mosque, followed by a harrowing nearly 2 minutes of his firing on the worshippers in one of the mosques before fleeing the building and running back to his car and swapping weapons. He then is seen re-entering the mosque and again begins shooting, continuing to methodically move through the mosque. Several victims. After another few minutes, he leaves again, gets in his vehicle and drives away, talking to himself throughout. "There wasn't even time to aim, there was so many targets," he says at one point. The New Zealand police said on Twitter they were aware there is extremely distressing footage relating to the incident in Christchurch circulating online, and urged people not to share the link. "We are working to have," Facebook said. It was alerted by the police shortly after the live stream started. "We quickly removed the video," and Twitter posts showed weapons covered in the names of past military generals and men who have recently carried out mass shootings. In his manifesto, he identified himself as a 28-year-old man born in Australia. He listed his white. The website that the police had cleared Cathedral Square, about halfway between the 2 mosques, where people had gathered at a rally to fight climate change. Aman Singh, who works at a convenience store close to the Deans Avenue Mosque, said he heard gunshots and shortly afterward people streamed past, bloody and crying. Mr. Singh, 26, said he knew several people who worshipped at the mosque. "My really good friend goes there," he said, adding that he had not been able to confirm the friend's whereabouts. Mr. Singh hid in the store with his wife while they waited for the police to arrive. He said they would be while the details of the shooting were still unclear. One purported witness, Mohammed Isam, a Bangladeshi journalist, posted a video of members of Bangladesh's national cricket team who he said escaped the attack. The video showed several men in the team's jersey walking briskly through a park with the message, "Bangladesh team escaped from a mosque," near Hagley Park where there were active shooters. They ran back through. Bangladesh team escaped from a mosque near Hagley Park where there were active shooters. They ran back through. Ms. Ardern cancelled her events for the rest of the day after the shooting. The shooting happened a day after the country's Minister for Climate Change, James Shaw, 45, that he was grabbed and hit on the street in the country's capital, Wellington. Reports of the shooting happened as young protesters were gathering in Christchurch and cities around the world to demand action on climate change. Christchurch, with about 388,000 residents, is the biggest city on New Zealand's South Island, hugging the Pacific Ocean coast. There hasn't been a mass shooting in New Zealand since 1990, when a man killed 13 people, including two 6-year-olds, after a dispute with his neighbor in the seaside town of Aramona. That shooting led to tightened gun laws, including restrictions on military-style semi-automatic weapons. Gun owners must be licensed, a process that includes a review of criminal activity and mental health, attendance at a safety program, an explanation of how the gun would be used, a resident's visit to ensure secure storage, and testimonials from relatives and friends. Murders are rare in New Zealand, and gun homicides even rarer. There were 35, but there are plenty of guns. There were 1 point, Charlotte Graham Maclay reported from Wellington, New Zealand, and Austin Ramsey and Daniel Victor from Hong Kong. Megan Specchia and
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.